Well, this is what I was excited to show you. This little thing right here. Now, this is something I picked up at a thrift store about, I don't know, 2 years ago. And I was really excited when I saw this because I used to have one similar to this. I had a little Coleman backpack stove, and this was before backpack stoves got the size that they are now. They're microscopic tiny. In fact, I have a small little BRS 3000 that weighs 11 grams, less than an ounce. But in the old days, this is what they used. I was excited about this because you don't see these anymore. This is a Coleman Peak 1 576 backpack stove. This one was made in Canada. This is a Canadian version. I also have a little silicone heat pad for it. And I just brought some coffee with me today and some snacks. I carry it in this box. I usually don't bring this on a backpack trip, or mainly for car camping, but it did fit in the pack today, so I thought, how cool is that? I'm going to use this thing. When I first got it, I was a little concerned that it was a little hard to start. So I worked on it a bit. I cleaned it up a little bit, and I figure I'll show it to you here real quick. That's it right there. That's the Coleman 576. And this one was made, believe it or not, in 1976. So this stove is 45 years old. And it has a tank reservoir. I don't know how much it holds. It holds enough for several meals, 5 or 6 meals, maybe even more than that. And it's got a little pressurized pump on the side. This is the little lever that moves the generator. I found out that this is kind of finicky. And for me, the best thing that I found that works the best is to move this back and forth about 10 times. This will clean the jet and allow the fuel to flow through this copper tube along the top. And the actual on and off valve is over here. But the first thing you got to do is you got to pump this thing up, and it says to open the valve, put your thumb over the hole, and just like every Coleman lantern that's white gas powered or other stove that's gas powered, you got to pump it up. Just like you have to pump up the MSR Whisper lights. Supposed to put about 30 pumps in. Let's give this a good pump here. It's about 35 or 40 pumps. It's pretty full, I can tell. I was getting quite a bit of resistance there toward the end. And now I got to find my matches. It also works best if you preheat this copper tubing. Now, it's kind of hard to preheat the copper tubing when it's windy. But I can try my best here just to warm up just part of it, just something. It is a little breezy here. I do have the windscreen. I probably won't need it, but we'll see. I'll let the match sit on here for a minute, maybe get just a little bit of help. Now, you don't have to do this. You can just turn the valve, but I found this is what works best for me and what works best for this little Coleman Peak stove. It does take a few minutes to prime, just like even the MSR Whisper lights have to prime. So what you're going to do is you're going to put this all the way over to full or high, and you're going to turn this little red knob down to the light position, and you can hear the white gas flowing through the stove. So I'll turn this on again. And there we go. So this is going to take a few minutes. It'll take a few minutes for the stove to heat up enough to where I can actually use it. I mean, I could put a pot on there right now if I wanted to, but I'm going to let this go a little bit. And you'll see a little bit of yellow flames early on, and then it'll settle down. Like I said, I do have a windscreen that I can use if I need to, but I don't think I'll need it today. Ooh, don't need the hair on those knuckles, I guess, huh? Maybe you'll be able to see the flame a little better if I put the windscreen up. And eventually this will settle down to a nice blue ring, and then I can turn the little red valve a little off to the side, and then that'll give me a little cleaner flame. So let's take a few minutes to prime, and then I'll get my lunch going. You know, the one thing I did forget to do after I got the initial stove going, you saw the yellow flames. You're supposed to give it about another 20-30 more pumps. I didn't do that. Totally forgot, and then it hit me, and I just did that. I just pumped it up, and now it's roaring like a blast furnace, even to the point where I can turn the volume down here. I went ahead and poured just about 8 ounces of water in this titanium mug, and I put my lid back inside. Let's see if I can find it real quick. All right, there we go. So now I'm going to cook this a little bit, heat this up so I can make some coffee in my cooksa. And today I'm going to be using some of this Avalanche coffee. If you've never had Avalanche coffee, this stuff's phenomenal. It comes all the way from New Zealand. I get it at Marshall's and Ross. It comes in every now and then. They have 3 or 4 different flavors. This one is cappuccino, and this one is a caramel latte. So I can be fancy, and I can have a caramel latte out here in the trail. This has the milk and the sugar in it all in one, so you don't have to worry about bringing anything else. And what I like about it is it's all in one. All you got to do is pour it in, add your water, and stir, and you're ready to go. Like I said, this won't take long, because they only have about 8 ounces. I'll turn it up just a little bit, and you'll get a feel for how quick this is in real time. And for lunch today, I'm going to try some of this Campbell's Chunky Sirloin Burger with country vegetables. That's going to be my lunch today. Nice cool day. It's nice to have soup. It actually feels pretty good just hanging out here by the stove, because this is really nice. I can feel the heat coming off here. It's kind of hard to resist the temptation to keep peeking at it to see when the bubbles are forming. Coffee, water boils at 212 degrees. You really don't want your coffee at 212. So if you wait till it gets to a full rolling boil and then you make your coffee, then you have to wait for it to cool down. Coffee is best brewed about 200 degrees. So what I'll do is I'll let it get to almost a rolling boil, and I'll back the stove off, and then I'll put my soup in this cup, and I'll cook my soup. And I'll eat right here out of this titanium mug. And it's almost at a boil now. All right, well, it's been just a few minutes, and I am at a full rolling boil right now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn this down a little bit. I'm going to leave it going, and I'm going to go ahead and pour some of this water in my cooksa. It's a little warm. I probably should let it cool down, but coffee does sound good right now. And of course, I put too much water in it. I'll let this caramel latte cook as I warm up my wrist here over this stove, because it's still going. You probably can't see this rich foam that this coffee makes. We'll let this set a few minutes, so it's not too hot for me to drink. In the meantime, I gotta get my soup going. And of course, you don't have to add water to this. You can just pour it straight in the cup. And I have a little Ziploc bag. I can take this can home with me. I'm going to heat it up on low, because I don't want it to get to a rolling boil too fast. Because I do want to take the time to enjoy my coffee and enjoy the heat coming off this stove. Anyway, here's the Avalanche Caramel Latte coffee on Hot Springs Mountain. There's a chunk of caramel right there.